Hello everyone, this is Nelson's TV of Denmark. Nelson's TV 2 of Denmark. So guys, today we are going to... We're trying to honor the United States national anthem.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah, but today guys, we are going to make a reaction, and this is it says here 10 reasons why you should never move to the United States. Why? Since I was young, I was dreaming to travel to the USA and live in
the American dream.
I have the American dreams. So I found this video very interesting. Just the title itself is already interesting. So we will find out.
Yes, all white people in your country are called Americanos.
So now I know that I live here in Europe, and now I know the difference. So let's watch this video, guys.
Let's see why possible we should not move to the States.
Yeah. So well, anyway guys, if you're new to our channel, you're very much welcome to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification button so that you will be notified every time we have a new video. So let's get started.
USA! USA! USA!
We're number 28 and dropping. A nonprofit called the Social Progress Index recently came out with another ranking on world progress. And guess what? 3 countries actually dropped when it came to overall progression: Hungary, Brazil, and us. And the other 2 dropped less than we did, which means we're doing worse over the last decade than every other country in the world, people. Does that surprise though? Maybe not when you look around and see the challenges we have in our country today. Our kids are struggling, our adults are overweight and drugged out, there's a political divide we haven't seen in a long time, and meanwhile, we're distracted by our phones and reality TV. The data points to an alarming picture of the state of our nation, said one really smart person. It's like we're a developing country, and that is just sad.
Okay, developing country. I think it's too much to say developing country, because developing country is like my country, the Philippines. Yeah.
Despite our enormous wealth, military power, and cultural influence, we're coming up in last place. We're like the entitled rich kid who keeps failing in class. Today, we're going to look at the world rankings and talk about things that we do right, but spend most of our time talking about the things that we do wrong, because we have some issues big time in America. But that's no surprise, right?
Hvis jeg ikke er fodboldspilleren, hvem er jeg så? Hvorfor er det samme, der sker igen og igen og igen? Jeg er bange. Jeg er pissehammerende træt af det. Hvor er det dejligt. Jeg skal videre, jeg gider det ikke mere.
Right? We're not the same America. 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 No way. So before we get into the metrics, talk about how depressing things are here, we should go over the final results. Of all big developed nations, Norway came out on top, followed by Denmark.
2.
And Denmark is number 2. Wow. It's really... And number 3 in Finland.
But we are number 2 in what?
Developing... no, wait, I have to rewind what he's saying.
So before we get into the metrics, talk about how depressing things are here, we should go over the final results. Of all big developed nations, Norway came out on top, followed by Denmark, Finland, and New Zealand.
Wow.
Many African nations came out on the bottom. We ranked 28th, after having slipped from 11th a decade ago. We now rank behind significantly poorer countries like Estonia, Cyprus, Greece, and the Czech Republic. But we dropped more than anyone else. If this were to continue, the U.S. would be on...
I am shocked, because USA is like, the economic in the US is very... It's like everyone is dependent to the USA. Every country.
It is still the biggest economy.
Still the biggest economy, but you know, it's you could say that Norway, Denmark is a very rich country, because you know it's not also, because these countries are very not that big. I think so. It also matters if the country is not.
Yes.
On par with those African nations one day. Now this isn't going to be very fun, but let's just rip off the Band-Aid and get started with this stuff.
On breakfast, Jack, and hurry. Jack in the Box, we're really cooking now.
One big reason for our poor showing in our world rankings is our health and nutrition. As a nation, we lead the world in medical technology, but we're 97th in access to healthcare. We have health statistics similar to people in Chile, Albania, and Jordan. If you compare the US to the world's 11th richest nations, the US spends far more on healthcare, but the outcomes are last. That means access to healthcare, efficiency of our medical system, and equity across different income groups is terrible. The Affordable Care Act in 2010 was supposed to provide relief in terms of cost and access, but sadly it's been statistically proven that countries with nationalized medical systems outperform us on all healthcare measures. Plus, a lot of us are overweight, but we know that already. We rank 11th in the world in terms of obesity rates and first among all developed nations, unless you count Kuwait. When you look at mental health, we're winners again. And by that I mean losers. The World Health Organization says we have the third highest depression rates in the world after China and India. The share of Americans who report that
China is the first and the United States is the third. Depression, okay.
But that's also some of the biggest countries.
Yeah.
It is the biggest countries,
Yeah.
China and India.
Yeah.
every day is a bad mental health day has doubled over the last 25 years. Rising distress and despair are a largely American phenomenon, not observed in other advanced countries. And since the pandemic, our depression rates have tripled. In terms of suicide rates, the US isn't crazy high. We rank 34th in the world for suicide rates per capita, but it's going up fast, pal. Our nation's suicide rates are up 30% since the year 2000 and up 50% among girls and women. And you can bet social media has a lot to do with that.
Social media, I agree that this social media has many bad stuff that give to us. There are good stuff that social media to people, if you because he said that the suicide rate is very high, and it is probably one of the reason is the social media. Yeah. So
But I don't know. You girls love to talk, so.
yeah, but social media, because people like you just, for instance, talk about I was struggling and showing some stuff, and maybe other people get depressed at the just one of the example. Yeah.
This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Who taught you how to do this stuff?
You, all right? I learned it by watching you.
Parents who use drugs have children who use drugs.
We're a country of stimulants, we are. Drug, alcohol, and prescription medication. We've been in an endless war on drugs, but as a country, we consume more than 5% of all illegal drugs in the world. Just our country alone. And drug use is up in this nation by more than 8% over the last 20 years. An estimated 1 in 10 kids in the USA lives with a parent who has an alcohol problem. Alcohol use is only up a teeny bit, so at least there's that. And the good news is that with teens, it's down a lot. Kids these days don't drink and smoke and experiment like they did when we were kids. Yay, kids! But prescription drug use is up since 2000. Overdose numbers are skyrocketing, especially when you look at synthetic drugs. And total yearly deaths from all of this is more than doubled in the last 20 years.
Why is that you can easily purchase, it's here in Denmark, you cannot easily purchase drugs because you have a prescription. Before you can buy, you need a prescription.
Means that it depends on what kind of drugs you're talking about.
Illegal drugs.
If it's illegal drugs, I guess
prescription.
it's difficult to get anywhere.
Years.
McGruff here. See that guy? He's stealing that bike. Now, see that lady? She's calling the cops. Mimi Marth, part of the Eyes and Ears Patrol in Hartford, Connecticut. Take a bite out of crime.
Now, what about crime? Well, when you measure violent and property crime, we're about middle of the road, but a majority of countries have a lower homicide rate than we do. But crime and safety has been a real concern in 2020, as large cities have been overrun with a spike in shootings and vandalism. Shrinking police budgets have only made the problem worse. We lead the world in percentage of people locked up, and we spend by far the most on keeping people behind bars. More than 2 million Americans are in prison alone, and that's not even in jails. So basically the entire population of New Mexico is in prison, at least comparatively. Of course, we have a ton of jerks who do deserve to be in jail, but are we doing something wrong? A lot of other countries are educating, counseling, and treating our criminals' addictions and helping them transition into the job sector. Not us.
Our nation's crime has dropped a lot over the last 30 years.
That's right, and so is crime around the world. Why is that, Mappy?
One study says because the world's population is getting older.
Huh, well that makes sense, Mappy. You get an A. Older people are less likely to commit crimes. At least for the most part.
I for president, I for president, I for president, I for president. You like Ike, I like Ike. Everybody likes Ike for president. Hang out the banner, beat the drum. We'll take Ike to Washington.
On the freedom metric, we lag in sharing political power among all citizens. We rank a shameful 100th in the world when it comes to discrimination against minorities. While anyone is capable of reaching the American dream, and clearly anyone can rise to power within our political system, it's still skewed towards one demographic. Our First Amendment rights are being taken away now too. If you say the wrong thing on social media, you'll get ostracized, or fired from your job, or even assaulted. Cancel culture has taken over America right now, and politicians can take away our rights with one stroke of a pen. And they're doing that right now.
Some people.
Okay. Totally. So I'm so thankful that I live here in Denmark.
Well, I don't think it's that different when it comes to
Really?
politicians.
Oh, I don't think so.
People have a deep, abiding respect for the natural beauty that was once this country. And some people don't. People start pollution. People can stop it.
We should probably get a big fat C when it comes to our environmental score. We rank first in greenhouse gas emissions. We only have the world's 40th best water supply. But in terms of overall pollution, when you measure chemicals in our water, the contamination in our soil, and particulate matter UGM3, whatever that means, we're super good, like almost at the bottom. Yay us.
I'm a volunteer for the environment. I'm gonna clean up some trash one day.
Wait, you are a volunteer or you're going to be a volunteer?
Both. I have a good soul.
I don't think you can say that about yourself, Karen. I think other people need to say that about you. So weird. She's crazy. Education-wise, it's all over the place. We rank number 1 in the world for quality of our universities, but we rank 91st in the world when it comes to access to quality basic education. Mm-hmm. Our kids get an education roughly similar to what kids in Uzbekistan and Mongolia get. Oh. And that's not good. How do our kids compare to the kids across the world? About average. In reading, we're 11th in the world, and in science, we're close to that. But our math scores are middle of the road. Latvian and Czech.
Denmark.
Oh, it's higher. Where's Denmark?
There.
Oh, okay.
A bit up.
Yeah.
Just above Norway and Germany, so that's okay.
It's important that you were above from Germany and Norway.
Yeah, but Sweden is...
Sweden. The quality of education. Yeah. But you know, it's also... this is also what I'm thankful, because here in Denmark, everyone has the access of having a good education. And you will be getting money if you study. Yeah. So
yes,
though you
some money, yeah.
You get some money to study.
You won't get rich.
You won't get rich, but
still, yes,
to support
you get something.
Yeah, get something to have your own place and to have food of your own.
Yes, but unfortunately, that doesn't only go for our citizens.
No.
So,
yeah.
So we pay a lot of money to people who study in Denmark, but then when they finish the studies, they will leave Denmark. So.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you're still here.
Yeah.
Czech Republic kids are smarter in math than we are. But you can't blame our schools as much as you can our family structure. Research has shown that 60% of school success is determined by an American kid's upbringing. Bad family structure, poor living conditions, and rough neighborhoods matter 6 times more than the quality of the teacher or the school itself. Well, we know it's not our household incomes holding our kids back. After all, we're the 6th wealthiest overall when it comes to average household wealth. So it has to be our family.
Denmark is now
just above.
Just up. Okay, the Luxembourg, the wealthiest, and Norway, Sweden, Australia. Denmark.
Where's Switzerland?
What? Switzerland.
Hmm.
Okay, but Luxembourg.
Luxembourg.
Wow, Norway is always in the top. Oh my God.
That's all the oil.
All this oil they have in there. It's so amazing, you know, watching all these facts.
Family values, which are the main cause for our school failures. One big thing stands out here: family structure. It's estimated that 2% of US kids have a parent in prison, which is crazy high. That's like 1 in 50 kids. 2-parent families have been proven to have a significant impact on a kid's success. Here in America, we have a high level of early marriage couples, and in a majority of US states, kids can still get married before the age of 18.
What?
The divorce rate among US households is going down over...
Isn't it not allowed to get married before 18 years old? Okay, this is interesting.
Time, but we still rank 5th in the world for divorce rates at about 46%. Why? Well, Americans can legally marry so young these days, and divorces are much easier to navigate through now, and the social stigma of a divorce in the US no longer exists. And parents are distracted by trying to get ahead, by trying to please others, and by social media and TV. We have, apparently, the highest rate of kids living in single-parent households of all other nations. Almost a quarter of US kids under the age of 18 live with one parent and no other adult, which is 3 times higher than the world average. So maybe the eroding American family structure is setting up our kids for failure. Chasing the American dream puts undue stress on Americans. We work way too many hours. 1 in 10 Americans works more than 50 hours a week, which is the 10th highest rate in the world.
Oh my God, you work 37 hours a week.
Oh, 40.
Yeah, 40 hours a week, but 50 hours a week, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine that they have this very high stress rate.
Yes, and I think they don't have that many holidays
in the US?
In the States either.
So they have to work a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And our system of support for working parents is weak. Companies in a lot of other countries give far more paid leave for new parents and much more vacation time and sick time than we do. Mm-hmm. And then there's this. Both parents work full-time in nearly half of all US households, and that's up from 31% in 1970. And those are only the households where there are 2 parents at home. And still, nearly a third of kids in our country live in poverty, people. If you're not out there sitting in traffic trying to get ahead in America, there's a decent chance you're also struggling or homeless. Homelessness in our country is going down for the most part, although
God.
in some of our major cities
I'm watching it from my country. I was actually shocked when I watched from the television that there are people living on the streets in the USA. I thought that it only exists in a developing country like my country, but watching this from the US, there are many poor people living in the streets.
Yes, you don't hear about that in the Philippines.
No, because most of us is dreaming to travel USA.
Skyrocketing in places like New York, LA, Seattle, and Portland. More than 500,000 Americans sleep without shelter each night. All of this, all of the problems that we've talked about so far, it's been going on forever. They predate our current administration and have grown under the leadership of both parties. Of course, we're trying to fix things all the time. Kids are being asked to exercise more in school, and laws are passed banning certain foods. There's a war on drugs, like we said earlier. Schools are constantly tweaking things to improve scores and involvement. New homeless programs are developed to try to help house people and transition them more effectively. And new laws hit the books to regulate emissions and pollution. But are we succeeding? I mean, maybe the problem isn't the laws and programs and initiatives. What if the problem is us? You can't change laws and make changes to the way a country runs and expect change unless the people change with it.
Yeah.
And you can't change people unless they want to change people. Maybe the reason we're falling behind other nations isn't the way we run our country. Maybe it's the people in it, the way we act and behave, and the choices we make. Face it, the American society is kind of broken right now. Now, earlier I did an optimistic video where I called America the best country on earth, but that was mostly just nationalistic pandering. Look, I fly the flag high and proud myself, but facts are facts. We have a lot of things that we're doing wrong. I mean, sure, we're rich and we're proud, but are we nice to each other? Are we complacent? Do we even give a crap anymore? I mean, have Americans thrown in the towel? And don't be so sad. Smile. We're gonna be okay. Probably. Maybe. We're kinda bad. It's kinda sad. It's like we know we're different and we don't give a shit. From LA to northern Maine, we're not the same America.
I think that's enough.
I think that's enough. So, well,
I guess his singing skills are not
it's more
what he's known for.
Yeah, but you know, it's very interesting, you know, knowing this, you know, information about the United States, and you know, as like me, I'm still dreaming to travel to the USA, but I think just for vacation. Yeah.
Yes.
Just for vacation, it would be nice, you know, one of our dream destination, I think.
One of your,
one of my dream destination to travel to the USA, because since I was a kid, everyone from my country wants to travel to the USA.
I think we should go at least once in a lifetime to the States.
Yeah, I would want to travel to the USA just, you know, once for a life, to experience what is life, you know, living in the USA for some days.
Yes, but where to go, because it's very, very big.
Yeah, but yeah, it's the problem. Yeah, but it's very interesting knowing this information about the US. Yeah, it's just there are many facts that's sad to know, and yeah.
Yes, but yeah, I don't know what to say really.
Yeah. But actually, I want to.
I think also they I don't know. Then we have to talk about politics, and that's maybe not so good.
Yeah, but I think
I don't think that the states should isolate themselves so much, like they were going to with Trump.
Okay. They have also married
work together with
as a team.
With Europe, for instance.
Yeah.
Getting some good deals.
Yeah.
In what's called commercial.
Yeah. And that's but for me it's
trading deals.
Yeah. So I hope it will be better now that you have a new president. We'll see Biden if he will come up with
a good.
Yeah. So, well, anyway, guys, thank you for watching our reaction video. This is a very interesting video and very interesting facts that we know about the United States. I actually want to know more about education in the USA, how the education in the USA is like. He's just he talks very not so much, and also healthcare in the USA. And there are many stuffs I want to know about the USA. So that's all for now, guys, and see you to our next video. And if you're new to our channel, you're very much welcome to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification button so that you will be notified every time we have a new video. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Bye bye for now, and see you to our next video.
Bye bye.